The concept of introduction to Viking warrior culture and beliefs delves into, the enigmatic world of the Norse seafarers whose fearlessness in battle is legendary. Viking warrior culture was steeped in a complex tapestry of beliefs, myths, and customs that motivated and guided their lives and raids. Central to this culture was the worship of Norse gods, like Odin and Thor, who embodied strength, wisdom, and warfare. Additionally, the concept of Valhalla, a grand hall where warriors slain in battle were believed to be ushered by the Valkyrie, shaped the Vikings' perception of death and valor, driving them to exhibit exceptional bravery. The significance of understanding Viking warrior culture and beliefs is paramount to grasping why these warriors seemed fearless, almost unstoppable. Their spiritual convictions provided a profound psychological advantage, instilling a sense of invincibility and purpose. The belief that fallen warriors would continue their existence in Valhalla, feasting and preparing for Ragnarok, the final battle, was a powerful motivator for Vikings to face their adversaries without fear. Two specific examples illustrate the cultural backbone of Viking warriors. The legendary berserkers, for instance, were fierce fighters believed to channel the spirits of animals, entering a trance-like fury in battle. This phenomenon, whether through spiritual fervor or consumption of hallucinogenic substances like mushrooms, demonstrates the intertwining of belief and practice. Another example is the Viking rune stones, which often depicted scenes of valor and commemorated fallen warriors, reinforcing cultural narratives of heroism and divine favor. Supporters of this idea argue that such beliefs were not only spiritual but practical, enhancing group cohesion and morale during raids. However, potential challenges to this romanticized view highlight the brutal realities of Viking raids, which were often driven by economic necessity rather than purely cultural zeal. Some scholars contend that material gain, rather than religious fervor, was the predominant motivator. This exploration of Viking beliefs connects directly to understanding their raiding tactics and societal organization. The spiritual dimension provided a framework for honor and duty, influencing other aspects such as leadership hierarchies and the veneration of warriors. By comprehending Viking warrior culture and beliefs, one gains insight into how these elements resurrected the fearless spirit of Viking raiders, shaping their history and legacy in the annals of warfare. In examining what might have resurrected fearless Viking warriors during their raids, one prominent element is the role of mottos and battle cries. These were not merely words, but powerful tools that stirred emotions, instilled unity, and inspired bravery among Viking warriors. Mottos and battle cries served as psychological weapons, creating a sense of shared identity and purpose, crucial in the heat of battle. They were short phrases shouted to rally the troops, boost morale, and intimidate opponents. The linguistic resonance of these chants, often imbued with cultural significance and spiritual power, reinforced the warrior ethos and the Vikings' belief in their divine backing, which was essential for maintaining courage in the face of overwhelming odds. The significance of these mottos and cries lies in their ability to transform mere physical confrontation into a spiritual and emotional experience. For Vikings who believed in fatalism and the glory of dying in battle, these chants were an anthem of their identity and destiny. They were reminders of honor, kinship, and the promise of Valhalla, thus playing a crucial role in resurrecting their fearless spirit, which was arguably more potent than any physical arsenal. Specific examples include the use of the phrase "Odin owns you all," directly invoking the chief Norse god Odin, known for his association with war, victory, and death. This invocation could intimidate enemies by implying divine favoritism. Another example is the cry "Tyr and Agide," Odin, which rallied warriors under the guidance of these powerful gods, known for their warlike prowess and strategic wisdom. Such cries had a psychological impact, possibly even disconcerting opponents unfamiliar with Viking culture and therefore unaware of the spiritual weight these names carried. Support for this idea comes from historical records and sagas that emphasize the psychological strategies employed by Viking leaders, demonstrating the effectiveness of chants in warfare. However, some challenges or alternative viewpoints suggest that while mottos and cries could embolden some, they could also lead to reckless behavior due to heightened emotions and perceived invincibility, sometimes resulting in unnecessary casualties. This point bridges to other aspects of Viking raids by underscoring the importance of psychological warfare and cultural identity. It highlights how the Vikings' spiritual beliefs and values were intricately woven into their combat strategies, influencing their legendary reputation as fearsome warriors. Understanding the role of mottos and battle cries thus provides deeper insights into the psychological dimensions of Viking raids and the formidable mindset of these ancient seafarers. The concept of exploring historical accounts of Viking mottos during raids delves into the war cries, slogans, and guiding principles that Viking warriors might have used to embolden themselves during their notorious raids across Europe. These mottos were likely short, powerful statements that encapsulated the Vikings' ideals of bravery, fearlessness, and determination, serving as psychological tools to boost morale and unify their forces. The significance of this point lies in understanding the psychological warfare and cultural mindset that enabled Viking warriors to conduct successful raids. These mottos weren't just words. They were reflections of a warrior, ethos deeply embedded within Viking culture. They helped instill a sense of invincibility and brotherhood, much needed when facing formidable enemies or the harsh conditions of a seafaring lifestyle. One example can be drawn from the Norse sagas, which often reference the belief in Valhalla, the hall where warriors deemed worthy by the god Odin are taken after death. The promise of an eternal, glorious life after death could serve as a powerful motto, encouraging Viking warriors to fight fearlessly and embrace death in battle with honor. Another example is the possible use of the phrase berserkergang, or simply going berserk, which referred to warriors entering a trance-like state of fury. This state was both a psychological and physical embodiment of fearlessness, driven by the Viking belief that such rage connected them to divine strength and protection. Supporters of this idea suggest that these mottos were integral to the Vikings' success. They argue that such cultural elements provided a psychological edge, reinforcing the Vikings' reputation as fierce and indomitable warriors. However, some historians might challenge the existence or the impact of specific mottos, citing a lack of concrete historical records, or suggesting that these accounts are romanticized interpretations from later periods. This exploration of Viking mottos ties into broader themes of mythology, culture, and military strategy in Viking society. It influences our understanding of how Vikings perceived themselves and how they were perceived by those they raided. Moreover, it illuminates how cultural narratives and belief systems can drive actual historical events, shaping the course and legacy of a civilization. By examining these mottos, we glimpse the motivating forces behind the Viking Age, providing context to their fearlessness and their era's enduring allure. The concept of the psychological impact of mottos on Viking warriors delves into how specific phrases or rallying cries could have influenced the mindset and performance of Viking warriors during raids. Mottos are succinct expressions encapsulating beliefs or ideals often used to inspire, motivate, or unify groups. For Viking warriors, a compelling motto could imbue them with a sense of purpose and bravery, creating an almost indomitable spirit. This psychological boost was crucial, especially in the context of their dangerous and life-threatening exploits. The significance of this concept lies in its potential to illuminate how psychological factors played a role in the Vikings' historical effectiveness and fearsome reputation. While physical prowess and strategic acumen were undoubtedly important, the psychological morale of these warriors could have been equally vital in steeling them against fear and uncertainty during raids. Understanding this aspect offers a deeper insight into how the Vikings managed to be so remarkably successful despite the inherent risks. There are historical precedents for the powerful impact of mottos. For Shita example, the phrase berserkergang referring to the state of wild frenzy that berserkers would enter before battle, might have served as a psychological motivator. This motto and the behavior it describes possibly encouraged Viking warriors to adopt a fearless, almost supernatural persona in combat. Another example can be found in their cultural stories and sagas, where phrases like Valhalla awaits would affirm the glory of dying in battle, offering comfort and courage. These mottos reinforced a narrative where bravery was the ultimate valor, thus motivating warriors to act fearlessly. Some historians and psychologists argue that such mottos could have been decisive in shaping Viking morale and aggression. They provided a shared language and belief system, strengthening social bonds and camaraderie under the pressures of warfare. However, it's essential to acknowledge potential challenges or controversies. Some may argue that the influence of mottos is overstated, suggesting that strategic and environmental factors outweighed psychological elements. Others might point to the lack of tangible historical records verifying specific mottos or their direct impact on the psyche of Viking warriors. This psychological dimension of mottos undeniably influences other aspects of the main topic by highlighting the complex interplay between mind and body in Viking culture. Understanding this interplay not only adds depth to our comprehension of their raids, but also offers broader implications for how modern groups might harness the power of words to inspire and motivate. In essence, the mottos of Viking warriors reveal the timeless power of language to shape human behavior and societal dynamics amidst the most intense circumstances.